This episode of Vic's Basement is brought to you by EB Games. Support us by buying your video games at EB Games. Welcome to my basement, everybody! It's chilly in here, isn't it,
Canada.
Marissa? Yeah, it's cold. It's a little cold in the basement today.
But it's okay. I don't know why you don't turn the heating up in your basement, Victor Lucas. Like, come on,
we
dude.
have lights to keep us warm.
True.
And our sunny, glowing personalities as well.
It's usually cooler in many basements around Canada.
Yes.
That's usually how it goes. I do often have to put on extra layers when I go into my own basement.
Yeah,
so.
we keep ourselves warm as game fans by the radiation of our televisions. And Fallout 4.
And Fallout 4, sure.
And we were just playing, I was playing, I didn't pass the controller to you.
No, you did
Just
not.
Cause 3, which we can't show any footage of yet. It's all under embargo.
Let's tell a full story, okay?
Yep.
So we're in the other basement. Mm-hmm. Well, this basement has a basement beside it. So I don't know how to describe your basement to everybody out there.
The game cave.
But the game cave. So Vic has one seat that he sits on, another seat in front of him. Yes, Blake?
Oh, sorry. So, I just wanted to let everyone know that we are streaming on Twitch and YouTube.
Woo!
And it seems to be working okay. This is the first time we're trying this, so...
We're streaming on both of our platforms here for the first time in real time, so
simultaneously
pretty
live
cool.
to Twitch and YouTube.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so back to Vic's basement.
Yeah.
He keeps one stool that's supposed to be for his feet for a set of toys, a certain set of toys.
Skylanders.
Okay.
Yep.
But there's also another chair that could be used for someone to sit on while playing games, but no, that one's also taken over by toys. I'm like, so where do you want me to sit? Oh, you can sit over there, like in the next room, basically, watching the TV from over there. I'm like, okay, I'll just watch you from over here.
Well,
then.
it's because I'm usually alone down there. That's the truth of it.
You're like, toys, they go beside me.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Usually when I'm gaming. And now I have to have all these toys to life things. I've got to sort of plop them on different things. So I've got the Amiibos handy, I've got the Skylanders handy, and I've got Lego all around me. And then there's some Disney Infinity that's not very far away. I actually did put some of the Disney Infinity stuff back on the shelf for a minute because it was getting a little too crowded in there.
Right.
But that's the cocoon. It's kind of like my game spaceship now.
Yeah, it's the way she goes in Vic's basement.
Yes.
So if you ever think you're going to go over to play games with Victor Lucas, you are not. You're going to go over there and watch him play games and also make sure his toys are doing well in the seats beside him.
Yeah, it's true. And we were playing Just Cause 3, and we're going to review that. It's going to be in the show on Tuesday next week. And I can't wait to talk about that game. We do have some stuff to unbox about the game. We have the collector's edition, but we know there may be a question or two because this has been a pretty big week for EP Daily and EPN and Reviews on the Run. In case you have not heard, we are not going to be on City and G4, which is our chief broadcast partner and has been for a very long time. This through Rogers, we're going in different directions. We've been partners with them for a very long time, but they are investing heavily in other things like hockey, and they've got a big partnership with Vice you might have heard about. So we are coming to an end with our relationship with them at the end of December 31st. So what we've been letting everybody know is I'm talking to lots of people, and unfortunately, the conversations that I'm having didn't lead to a deal that was going to be in place that we could announce now about where we may be airing, but I'm working on it, and it does take time to do this kind of stuff, especially while we're in production delivering the shows, and we deliver a lot of shows, in case you didn't know. So it's tricky. I'm trying to figure out, the best deal for us and the best placement for us and who we should partner with, and I'm having lots of good conversations, but the truth is that we don't have anything structured and nothing to announce and no deal. And so in the interim, what we're asking people to do, if you like what we are about and you like our shows and you want to watch content, we're asking you to go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/EPNTV and watch content, comment on the content, be engaged with other viewers, and most importantly, subscribe because and we understand. I mean, we've been a TV show, and we understand our subscription numbers aren't very big comparative to a lot of other video game shows that have started on YouTube. We get that. We've been in a totally different medium for a long time, so we're trying to sort of grassroots kind of grow some support that way, so we can show people that we do have fans and they do care about the show and they do want the content that we make, which is more sort of suited for television. to continue going. So that's what we're working on right now. And if you have already subscribed, if you're already preaching the word about what's going on, we really are grateful and thankful, and please continue to do so.
We really are. We're so grateful for the fans that have already subscribed, like even before we started mentioning that we would love their support with subscriptions. But it's true, we've been doing a TV show, and you've been doing a TV show for so long.
Yep.
But it's like we didn't start with the YouTube thing when everyone else started with the YouTube thing.
No.
So we're far behind with the subscriptions on that.
Yeah, I mean, we've always used the internet to deliver our content, but we've used it more as an ancillary part of the television content that we've done. But obviously, everything is kind of shifting and changing. But the challenge is when you're on a production timeline, especially when we had both shows running, it was really hard to make instant kind of changes and decisions around where our content should go and where our efforts to kind of promote where our stuff was going to go. And frankly, our relationship with broadcasters in the past really limited how much we could do around all of this stuff.
Right, that's a huge part of it too.
Yes,
right, because you want to make sure that you're pleasing your broadcasters and not going elsewhere. So there's a lot of that. And
Rogers has been really a great partner. I mean, they really helped to put us on a platform and reach lots and lots of people, and we got into people's lives, in especially having like the city time slot and being another option that's on at the same time as the nightly news in most of the markets is pretty amazing for us, and we are very grateful for all those viewers that just discovered us and found us, because we've never had money for marketing. You never see EP bus ads or EP ads really anywhere, or magazine ads, you don't see me smiling. It's like, you should watch EP. I'd love to do those. That would be awesome.
Oh, you want those? Okay.
I do want them. I do want to be on buses. But
life goals.
But we've just put all of the money into the programming and into the content, and Rogers has given us a platform, and they've certainly been a great financial partner for us for many, many years. Yeah. And then in this year, we've had incredible partners with sponsors to help get us funded and make all these shows this year, and that's obviously it's the credits of the show, but it's EB Games first and foremost, and Xbox and Nintendo and Gameloft and a couple of other groups out there as well. So it is definitely strange days for media, but I think that we do have a lot of people that respect what we do and have accomplished, and the connection that we have with you guys, just keep the faith and talk about us and support us this way, and I'll keep you posted as things get going, and as we kind of figure out a little bit more.
Well, we do like to have production meetings live.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
When you find out, I'll find out, they'll find out at the exact same time. You're not missing out on anything like we do. Like, we are very open. We share a lot.
Yeah.
So.
And most television, I mean, I know you guys are all aware of this, but most TV kind of winds down and has a hiatus and sort of takes a break. And I know we had one this year, but that was a weird anomaly for us. We're so used to just rolling into new seasons. But most television doesn't get made that way, unless it's nightly news or it's made at the network. And, we've been very fortunate to have the financing to just keep rolling and employing a lot of people and just keep making a lot of material. And it's not going to roll that way this year. We're going to have to take a little break and sort of regroup on what we can produce. But the best thing that you can do to help us kind of through this transitional phase is just, at this point, just support us on YouTube primarily, and Twitch too. But I think those YouTube subscriber numbers really make a difference.
Yeah, I think so too. Just the amount of likes and engagements too. I think that comes into play. If you comment a lot, that also helps with our videos getting bumped up. I'm sure. I mean, I feel like I'm just learning how this works too. Which it feels silly, but it's true. Like, when you focus so much on the television side of it, you don't think about the stuff at all.
Your deadlines are all different. The workload is completely focused in getting a packaged half hour done every single day, and that's not really how internet video kind of comes together, No. And so it is definitely a learning curve for us. And one of the things that we are learning, and we've had people comment on this as well, is that the iTunes podcast version of EP isn't running right now, and that's because we have switched off of our former server. It was Vidler. They were running all of our videos through Vidler, but we're saving money, and we're also employing more of a presence on YouTube. So what we're doing right now is looking for a partner or a low cost. And if there are any podcast companies that are listening to this right now that want to get in touch with us, please do. But I'm looking for a low cost solution for how to deliver video podcasts and our audio podcasts on an ongoing basis, because we're kind of transitioning. We're doing a lot of changing to adapt to a new model for how to get content to you guys.
It's a new world out there, everyone.
It is.
Blake has the question.
Yeah, if anybody watching is a personal friend of Ted Turner, please let us know.
Okay, that was more of a statement. But do you have a question? Did you want to share a question from anybody in the chat? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Are we answering most of people's questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good. As
Everybody
long as-
is expressing support.
Cool.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I am not angry at the situation because we've been so fortunate for so long. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a new dynamic. And trust me, I am talking to people that see the opportunity in this situation. It just, these things take time to kind of put together, you know?
Yeah, there've been a couple of Patreon comments, I think, in here too.
I'll be blunt about Patreon. Now,
Okay.
certainly I see what Kind of Funny has done, and I see that there are definitely opportunities there for sure. But I think the best course is to kind of pursue the discussions that I'm having, and then regroup and decide what the Patreon kind of model might be at that point, you know? It's because I don't know if I can do both at the same time, you know? I feel like it's a little, like I might do a license deal with somebody and we're back in business the way that we're doing the show, and we can't be in a Patreon kind of position, right? And
Gotcha.
one of the deals that we may end up doing is some kind of an exclusivity type of arrangement as well, right? And honestly, we've done, I think one of the coolest things that we've been able to do with the shows for so long is get them to you guys relatively affordably, if not for mostly nothing. And I want to try to do everything I can to continue that. You know, I totally understand and respect and believe that subscription, subscribing to stuff that you really love and believe in absolutely makes sense. But we've been able to have a business for a long time, delivering you this stuff with partners and with financial backers. And if I can make that happen, I'm going to try to do that. But if I can't, then I might be coming back to you guys and asking if people would want to support us on a Patreon kind of level. One thing that excites me about that is if we had enough subscribers, we would have a lot of freedom, and we would be able to, and not that we don't already, but we would have even more freedom and even more kind of security that we've got a certain amount of revenue coming in every month to allow us to produce what we want to produce. And I think that we have a pretty convincing story to offer Patreon or other types of subscribers, and that you'll get value for your dollar, and we're not going to squander the money, and we're going to give you great access, and but all of that stuff I want to be able to deliver without having to go that way. Or maybe it's some kind of combination. I don't know. That's the challenge, is that I don't. There's so many ways to build media now that it's a little confusing, because I've been a guy that's had a 20-year career with there's the money. Okay, let's spend all the money on the show then. Let's go do that, and it's different now.
Yeah. So see, real life production meeting
Yep.
just happened. You were just a part of it.
Yep.
But I don't know. We'll keep everyone posted, of course.
Yep.
We'll keep everyone posted. Just watch Facebook pages and.
At the very least, I'm going to be getting games and streaming and playing and. Staying engaged with the community, and then having a lot of discussions with different people, and probably flying into Toronto and Los Angeles and, talking to people. Because I believe in this, and I believe that there's still an opportunity. I still believe that there's a huge opportunity in television. I cannot believe, and I've said this many times on the show, that we are the only show of its kind in North America. I cannot believe that we have the largest video archive in the world around this stuff. And we're showing some of that stuff to you, and it blows my mind to see those old shows just as much as I'm reading in the comments.
I know, I love them.
Yeah,
it's so great that
it's
we have
crazy.
those.
Yeah.
That you have those, but I feel like I'm a part of it now too.
You are a part of it.
And you have them, but I'm part of it too.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like the family is huge, and I know I have a lot of friends in the video game space and in the television space and the other industries out there, and you know, I feel like that group of people will rally around this type of content, you know. And so if there are broadcasters out there or people that have the ear of people that make some decisions at some of these places that hear this or get forwarded this, I am all ears, and I'm ready to have conversations with people for sure. But rest assured, I am talking with lots of people behind the scenes. And
he's still like buy, sell.
well, I am, and the challenging part is trying to, especially now, is trying to like get the production done, do the stuff like the CVAs and our rocket and ray guns, and play the last huge games that we're still reviewing.
Oh man, hold up! What is happening with that? Because next week we're gonna be in Toronto.
Yes. And I want hugs. So
no, of course.
I want so many damn hugs from people. They better be coming with hugs.
I want less hugs, but I still want.
I want hugs. You can give me the hugs you want to give Marissa. I'm cool with them.
I'll take daps or.
Okay,
I mean,
you'll take those.
Some hugs. Yeah,
You'll take some of those. Fist bumps.
Yeah, because you know, sometimes my hands get sweaty or I'm a little germy. I don't want to spread my germs to you. I don't want to spread your germs to me. I think
so
that's fair.
Hugs and hand sanitizer.
Yeah, hugs and
breath
hand
mints.
sanitizer. Oh, totally. Yeah. Well, especially for me, because after a while, when you talk so much, it's like, oh my god, I need my breast rubs.
Yes.
Anyway, not enough about that.
No, but honestly, not enough about that. Buy your ticket.
I meant about my breast rubs, but more about
get
that.
on the Ticketmaster. If you're in Toronto, if you're watching us from Ontario, if you're near, you can get to Toronto relatively easy. Don't pass up the opportunity. You're going to be able to play some cool games because there's going to be different booths there.
This is for FanFest.
FanFest and CVAs are all one ticket. So if you get into FanFest, you're going to be able to see the CVAs as well.
Very cool, yeah.
And, you know, the whole weekend is going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be a real blast. So get to the, what is it, the Maple Leaf Gardens? What's it called
Well, it was
now?
Maple Leaf Gardens. It's called something else now, but it'll always be Maple Leaf Gardens to those who live in and around the GTA. So it's that area of the city, which is cool. It's downtown, but it's a little more uptown than right in the heart of downtown. It's a little more up. I think it's very easy to get to. I just am looking forward to meeting everybody.
Absolutely.
And seeing everybody.
And all the developers are going to be there too.
And all the devs are going to be there. And we're hosting the CVAs. Like it's a really big weekend.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we haven't told everybody is that that EP is going to do the rocket and ray guns on Saturday morning. So we're going to shoot that all together. And Ben is coming. Everybody's coming. Ben was on the fence, but he's coming. So we're going to have the whole 8 of us out there shooting, taping it. It's not going to be broadcast live. Yeah. Although feel free to take out your phones and
periscope that bitch.
Periscope it and watch how much we swear in between takes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be doing some interviews with some of the developers that are going to be there, which will be streamed through the CVA's channel, and that'll be spread around. There'll be lots of meet and greet time and milling around different booths. And then on Sunday night for the awards, it's actually going to be EP hosts the Canadian Video Game Awards this year, which is really fun and cool and frankly kind of appropriate because we're celebrating 25 seasons of the show, and what a great way to kind of acknowledge that than to have the whole team there kind of being the hosts and ushering in all of the presenters and the nominated and winners.
I mean, we might be good, but we might be terrible. Come out and see. You never know. I might just be tap dancing out there. I don't know.
I think we will be cool.
Oh, okay.
And the one thing I can promise, we'll be authentic.
We will be authentic.
Yes, we will.
And that's the realist.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to come and see, go to the Matami Athletic Center.
Matami Athletic Center.
On 50 Carlton Street.
Yes.
So that's what it's called now. The Matami. Anyway.
What's it called?
Matami Athletic Center.
Maple Leaf Gardens. It used to be called. That's a little bit easier. Okay, Matami Athletic Center.
It's on Carlton Street between Yonge and Jarvis.
Cool.
Yes,
and Blake is coming. So
I didn't just Google that. I totally knew that.
Oh, you knew that. So it sounded like it was off the top of your head. So all of you can meet Blake as well.
Yeah, Blake's gonna be there.
Yes.
This is so exciting.
Feel free to lift Blake up on your shoulders and walk him around.
Oh man, can Blake give out an award at the Video Game Awards? I think that would be really great.
I don't know.
Blake, come on. You just come up on stage with me. It'll be fun, man. We'll just rap.
Okay, sure.
We'll do something.
It's Carl's show.
Okay,
I just want you all to know that my mother is very disappointed that I'm away next weekend.
Why? What's going on?
I usually spend like a Saturday or Sunday with her.
Oh, you're a good son, Blake.
Mama.
You're a good son,
You're
buddy.
going to be in Toronto with us, okay?
Yes.
Your other family.
This is a
Just
big deal,
with it.
dude.
Yeah. So you're going to come out with us. That's cool. I'm excited. I just wanted to know really, and why I brought it up was because we're leaving on Friday to
Yep.
go to Toronto. So how is the podcast going to work?
We may not have a podcast next week.
Okay.
We may have to Periscope something, or it's every time we've tried this from the road, it's been very difficult.
It's been awful. Awful.
So maybe we record something and just upload it to our YouTube channel or
Okay.
Periscope it. But I have a feeling we're going to be so inundated with responsibility
For the CVAs.
CVAs and our rockin' and ray guns and
Yeah.
meeting people that weekend.
Yeah.
But who knows? We might do something from the floor that will end up on the channel.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Yes.
we do a podcast, stream it on Periscope from the airport before the plane takes off.
And we could do that too. All right.
Because it'll be around that time.
Okay. I think this is worth discussing.
I don't
Let's
know,
try to
yeah.
figure something out.
Production meeting. See, you're
Yeah.
a part of it all.
Yes.
But there have been a lot of games that we've been putting into our eyeballs this week.
Mm-hmm.
One of them,
They're
I don't
enormous.
Know, I don't know like how much we can talk about Xenoblade.
We can talk
Chronicles,
about how big it is and how it is.
because
well,
it's fucking huge.
It's huge and it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. You can see that just from the screenshots. And we're still playing the hell out of it. It's massive, and we're going to review it for next Friday's show.
And I do appreciate the fact that we got the game with enough time.
And God, did we need the time, though?
I know.
It's so big. The first continent that you're on, it feels like it's bigger than the whole map of Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And then
You're
there's
not allowed to
five.
mention Fallout 4 when Blake is here.
And there's 5 continents, and they just go on
Yeah.
forever. And then you get this huge city to walk around with all of these different areas, and
Mm-hmm.
there's people that you have to do tasks for, and you can choose a kind of a specialty and a faction that you want to join that gives you all kinds of new objectives, and you're mining and you're resource gathering, and it's a massive, massive game, and it's so cool that that's like Nintendo's last thing for the holidays for the Wii U owners out there, right?
The
Like,
biggest
it's a
thing.
big deal.
It's a big deal, and I just always love when Wii U owners get a game like this, because you don't really find, like, there's a lot of gameplay, of course, in the other games that we have on the Wii U, and that's great.
Yeah.
But this is like super in depth,
Yeah.
super immersive, where you really you don't want to put it down because there's too much to do and you want to do all of it.
Yeah.
Whereas the other games that we're playing, that I've been playing anyway this year on the Wii U, I'm okay with putting it down. Like after you've done a level, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna put this down now and do
They
something
can
else.
kind of sample them. They're like,
Yeah.
have a bite, and then okay, that's good. I did well tonight. But
Right.
But yeah, you'll play Xenoblade Chronicles for 5 hours, 6 hours at a time. Your eyes are like completely.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
My eyes I feel like they're just perma burn
Yeah.
right now. But I do love the fact that I can just play it on my gamepad. Like just look at my gamepad and play the whole game
and-
there. I love that. I love that I can take it to the bathroom with me because I do. I do.
All right. Well, the other big game. This is a pretty good segue here. The other big game that we have got coming up is Just Cause 3, as I
Yeah.
mentioned. Sorry, I hit the mic there. And sorry for everybody that's on audio that's just listening to this as an audio podcast. But
Because we be unboxing, yo.
we've got the Just Cause 3.
And sorry to all the blind people out there because they can't see it.
Oh,
And
right.
that too,
Yeah.
yes. We got the Just Cause 3 Collector's Edition. Thank you, Square Enix. And so let's see what's in the Just
Well-
Cause 3 Collector's Edition. First of all,
It looks promising.
it's
It's a large box.
a large box. And
And
the
it
most
pops it
important
open.
most important part is the game. Okay. Are you doing
Who's that?
you're describing the video
Sure.
right now?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Art book
Okay.
with
and-
many pages.
Okay. You always gotta have an art book in every collector's edition.
Well,
there's
and this
gotta be
is a
an art
beautiful
book.
game. I mean, they did a great job with the
Yeah.
details in this game. And
What's that? Looks like some kind of poster.
I think this is the official map of Just Cause
Oh,
3.
I love when I love when we get those.
This
still
thing's
have my-
probably
I still
enormous
have
and
my
huge.
Oblivion poster.
This is going to be crazy. It's like the whole screen's just going to be taken up with Just
Map.
Cause 3 stuff.
See, one side poster, other side map.
Very cool.
You choose what you want to hang.
Okay.
Change it up every day, every other week. It's up
All
to
right.
you.
Wow. And the
The directions for putting together
pièce de résistance.
the reason why you would get this thing
Yes.
for the toy.
This
these
on
are
one
just
hand will go the
instructions.
Pip
Nobody
Boy,
needs
and
to
on the
read
other
this.
hand will be, I don't know if I can put my hand through there actually.
That looks incredibly dangerous.
It sure does, but it's plastic, so it's okay. It is the grappling hook that Rico Rodriguez gets
It's
around.
only one piece of it. He has to put together the rest.
Here's the base.
Put this in your.
I can't get my hand through there.
I don't know.
Here's the
I
base,
think it's made for daintier wrists.
and here are the pieces. Does that go there? We are way too dumb to figure out how to put this together right
These are
now.
the pieces. Okay, no, look, they give us instructions.
Okay.
So this
Oh, this
one-
goes here?
Hold
Okay,
on,
that
hold
goes
on.
there.
This one goes there or here?
I
Or
don't
That
think
there?
you're
one's-
supposed to put your hand in it.
I think it's just a
Oh, this
display
one goes
deal.
here. This one goes here, and that one goes there.
Like this?
Yeah.
Boom.
And then.
Or is it like
okay.
this?
Oh, geez.
There it is.
Next week we'll be putting together the
styrofoam.
Lego
And there's the
Dimensions
styrofoam. Okay, just seeing if there's anything
platform
else
for
under
you
there.
all.
So there it
you
is.
can
That's
see
the
that.
big, huge Just Cause 3 collector's edition, and I love it.
And
I've never,
I love
I've never
it.
gotten a grappling hook in one of these things before. Look at how cool that is.
Okay, wait. I want to do this proper. This is okay. I don't know.
Looks kind of proper.
It's not right. It's gonna fall. It's not right at all. Okay, wait.
No,
wait,
that
wait.
fits in there. You got that. That's good.
Okay, see, and then that one goes up, and there's something in there that's
Boy,
hooking up to.
the audio people are just loving
I'm really
this.
sorry. Like
right now.
I need it to be displayed properly. Look, and then it kind of bends around. See how it's coming around Just Cause there?
Okay.
And then. Oh, I see. Okay, look.
I'm
Okay.
gonna kill somebody with this thing.
Oh, you have to put it up and through.
Oh, look at how
See?
cool that is.
It
It has a
goes-
little bit of data on the side of it too.
Oh,
This is awesome.
Look at
I
that.
wish that you could actually put it on a wrist though.
what are you gonna do with it on your wrist?
I don't know. I guess
Exactly.
people would jump off buildings and try to use this and
No.
die, and
Yeah.
that would be bad, right?
This is not
Okay.
That's enough thinking of that. I want to still try to put this on though over
Okay.
here.
Very cool. So the
Okay.
review of the game, the most important part, on Tuesday.
Yes.
All right. Do we have any questions about anything? Does anybody want to pipe in with any comments at all, Blake?
I'm
Yeah, I had
trying
a couple. Let me check.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I'm gonna give up on it in a second. I swear.
You want to see it? Okay,
But
you
I
got the
just kind of want to
instructions.
make sure that it's. I want to display it properly.
Of course.
So people also want it. Yes.
Of course.
Like want it like we have it.
Well,
So, okay.
I
go
think I'll ask, who's a Just Cause fan out there?
ahead. Yeah.
And I think the reason why you are a Just Cause fan is, well, the grappling hook, but also the sandbox ridiculousness of the game. It just is one explosion after another, and then you're zipping and parachuting and doing all kinds of stuff. Now it's the wingsuit. But that is unbelievable video game candy to be
Yeah.
chomping on. You know, it's super cool, and that's what Just Cause 2 was all about. That's why it was so awesome. And I haven't played tons of Just Cause 3 yet, but it certainly put a smile on my face already.
I did it.
Nice.
Yay.
Bravo, that will live in the basement.
Oh,
That is rad.
it just okay.
Looks good.
Okay, thank you.
That
Thank you,
looks
everybody.
really cool.
Took me a minute.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, people are saying they love Just Cause.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Yes, Blake?
Oh, sorry, Vic wanted a question. Rin7 wants to know who did the filming on the most recent episode of Assholes in Americano.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Marissa's little show that she does.
Yeah, well, it's fine. That's
On
for
her
a
YouTube
different
channel.
day.
Yeah.
When a different channel. So it's not video game related at all.
Did you guys actually have a camera operator?
Yeah,
shoot
well,
it?
we
Was
were
it Enzo?
trying something different. Who else do I know in the city? Who else do I know in the city? I only know a few people that can operate camera. Two, in fact, Blake and Enzo. So
Yeah.
those are the two people that I can call on for help. Anyway,
Was
that's
it
my
good?
Assholes and Americanos.
Did it make a big difference? Did you like it?
Yeah, I was just trying something different with it. That's all. And it's fine. Whatever. I didn't have it on a tripod in my living room. I actually went outside and had to it was a lot of work. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I ever do it again because it was a lot of work. But it was fun though. Whatever. I like any excuse to drink coffee and eat desserts.
Are you getting comped now when you do these things? Do people recognize you as the assholes and Americano people and give you free coffee and stuff?
We did get free coffee actually. In
Nice.
this last one, yeah, we did get free coffee,
Okay.
which was cool,
Working the angles.
and a free dessert. But I fully expected to pay, and I wanted to pay. So,
Okay.
Thank you though for putting me on the spot there, Blake. I was not expecting
Sorry.
that at all.
Okay, I'll put
Yeah.
Vic on the spot.
Okay, yeah, please do.
Super EMT wants to know if we'll ever do a behind-the-scenes making-of episode of EP showing how we make the show.
Maybe.
interesting.
Maybe someday. Maybe.
Yeah, we're reluctant to show how the sausage is made.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's It's a lot of scrambling is what it is.
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
like it's getting the game into your head as quickly as possible on our side.
Yeah.
Recording the footage so that the editors have something to use to cut against your words.
Yeah.
And
like how behind the scenes do we go? Like, do we go into actual living rooms and showing us playing the games, and me being disgusting and having to make snacks with the games, all that stuff?
I always did want to show off the
Yeah.
game spaces of each of us. I always
Yeah.
thought that would have been really cool, and maybe that's something that we were going to do. We actually went to Scott's house in New York to shoot there once, and our stuff was out of batteries for whatever the hell reason. It just like our lights and things weren't working, and so we had to scratch it and go for the shoot outdoors the next day.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's certainly something there. The idea of how do we consume
Yeah.
all of this stuff? Now, obviously, the screenings would be ridiculous to cover, but
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. There's just even trying to make one little thing for you on the show. It takes actually a lot of work behind the scenes. Like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we would also film that work being done, but then
Yeah.
put those things together for it's a lot of extra stuff.
I mean,
which,
it's the schedule of how this stuff gets released kind of dictates our production schedule. You know, like we kind of know that there will be events tied to game launches in specific months, and we know that game launches have to kind of correlate with the days that we'll air the reviews, which means we need the titles in by this amount of time, but we
Yeah.
also have to kind of judge how much content we can fit into a 23-minute segment,
Right.
and then we also then apply that same kind of formula to the movie releases and the TV show releases that warrant the time in our show. And it's a little bit of a juggling act on the pre-production. Then you also got to chase down all the people that have the assets, whether we're doing a preview and we need content from a movie studio or a TV studio or imagery of action figures or something like that. We have to chase all of that
anything
stuff.
like that. Yeah. So there's a lot of that going on,
Yep.
which I don't know how entertaining that would be for other people to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've always had this idea where we could do this. Like, even if we go to E3, I would love to do something like behind the scenes of how much work it actually takes to do the floor at E3, and also even just like going into your hotel room for the first time and seeing whatever marketing is on the mirror of your hotel room. Like, just things like that I think are really entertaining.
We've done a little bit of like, the camera just follows us as we do a little bit of this stuff. But it's been a while, and I think part of it is that we have a daily schedule with our show, and so it's like, and we have so many things to cover within our time limit that we don't have tons of time to kind of frame up exactly how much content we're going to shoot to be able to edit down into a 3 or 4 minute show.
Yeah, those segments take a lot.
That might be something for the future, though. I kind of dig that idea. Maybe with whatever EP version 4.0 ends up being, because I think we're on about a 4th or 5th revision of what the concept is, with our new partners. Maybe that's going to be something that will work out. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Stephen Nikolic asked a good question. He wants to know, will Vic's Basement still be streaming in January, like in between, during
That's
hiatus?
a good question.
That's a to be determined question right now. We're still figuring it out because our everything that we make here is tied to our production financing, and that runs out on December 31st. So I can tell you this, that I will still be online, and I will still be representing EP and EPN in different ways. But
You're not going to move to a cabin out in the woods.
No.
I
But
mean, he could still stream from a cabin out in the woods.
I still could.
So that's possible.
But
Proverbial cabin.
all of our budgets, everything that we've had that we make right now is tied to what we currently produce. So we may have some hiatus on some things as financing sort of gets readjusted.
This episode is really sad and depressing.
Well, it's people have these questions, right? They want to know.
I don't like any of this right now. This is making me so upset. Okay, so let's talk about other things
Anybody
like
else?
Christmas and
Anybody else
lollipops.
got a depressing question for it?
Like every question, I'm like, no.
If you guys need to be cheered up, we haven't talked about the Civil War trailer yet.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. That's
All
cool.
right.
I
'Cause
thought
that
you
was
were,
Like,
a really
okay.
upbeat trailer.
I thought you were just going to end at Civil War somewhere. We haven't talked about Civil War.
We haven't talked about the Civil War yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So seriously, the Civil War trailer is incredible. That's
Yeah.
amazing. It's it is still a little nuts to see these things out of context and see all these actors in superhero costumes running around, and we don't know exactly how that all sort of work. And I think about that because I'm obviously a fan of these heroes and read these comics, and I'm excited about all that stuff. But for people that aren't, it must be weird to see, like the costume cosplay sort of element of these superheroes just running at each other, and you not really know all of the backstory for regular folks out there,
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't get it at all. I don't understand why they're fighting each other. I didn't read the comics. I guess that comic, I suppose that comic series was amazing because that's why they're reliving it on screen.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see that for sure. But I also don't like when I feel like teammates should be together and not fighting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it was crazy to see them attacking each other like that. I didn't want it to happen at all.
Well, both sides of the conflict, that's what made the Civil War comics so awesome, made sense. Iron Man and his kind of allegiance to the military-industrial complex and the sort of political kind of aspects of that world that he was trying to placate and play along with.
Yeah.
They had legitimate concerns about the power of the metahumans being able to destroy cities if they weren't controlled. And so the Registration Act comes into effect. This is all in the books. I don't know exactly how it's going to get played out in the movies, but they wanted to register all of the superheroes and make sure that they were following the orders of the U.S. government, because they're all sort of supposed to be representational of that. But Captain America, the guy that actually looks like the American flag, was like, no, this is not cool. We're putting our lives on the line. There's been a lot of duplicitous stuff. All of that stuff was in Winter Soldier, right? He didn't know who to believe in any of that stuff. So all of that stuff's kind of bubbled to the surface already. And he is saying, no, I want to, if people are ready to risk their lives to be heroic, that's all we need, and who can say who we should trust, So you can see both sides of that. And I think that makes for a pretty compelling 2-hour movie,
Well, I'd hope so. I really enjoyed the last one. I really enjoyed it. So we'll see. It's nice to see all the different Marvel characters, though, popping
But that's
up in
what's
this movie.
weird, is the costumes like crazy, and like we're just getting used to people. But, the other side, I guess, is Star Wars, and we see these characters in weird, crazy costumes, and we just accept it. We don't really question their outfit choices. Just that I think the superheroes are supposed to be on
worlds,
they're supposed to be on Earth.
Yeah.
But we just go along with it.
So we accept it. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I do. I don't have a problem with it, but I know that that's the first thing that if you're not into the superheroes, it's like, look at these guys. Are they going to Comic-Con right now?
Sure. And I think that's why I was so accepting and loving of Jessica Jones, because she is a superhero, but she could also just be a regular person, and she's trying to be, and so she's not going to be dressed up in these things. So that really grounds it. When you don't have a superhero in some kind of costume, it really grounds it to reality and brings it home.
I missed it with Diggle in Arrow so much because he was with the team, but he's not wearing anything. He's just a dude in a van.
Yeah, but that's because everyone else is wearing things, though.
Yeah, but it made sense for him to I'm not especially in love with the costume that they gave him, but I like that he now looks like he's part of a team, as opposed to the bodyguard of the team.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yes, but excited about Civil War, absolutely.
Sure. I have, there was a good question in the chat that somebody asked, and I probably won't be able to find it now, but because of the Star Wars memories that are airing online, somebody asked, do you remember who asked?
That was JLand77.
Oh, JLand77.
Me and him are buddies
on
PSN.
They're bros. Daps. He wants to know what your favorite Star Wars memory is.
We're going to shoot that.
We are?
Yeah, that's going to be in the show. Those are the last 3.
Really?
Production meeting right there.
Production meeting now. No, I didn't know. I thought maybe we just have all our celebs in there.
I was back and forth about going after some more celebs, but then I realized that, no, this is a good moment for us to have our own kind of reflection on it. So, it's going to be us at the end. So
so sorry, I have to wait.
Surprise reveal for everybody out there, but
and me.
Yes, but we're not gonna. I don't want to give our moments right now.
Okay, sure. Okay. Fine. I won't.
We'll save them
I'm
for
gonna
the show.
hold it.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold it. Tease that one to the end. We're how far away now? How many days?
We're about 78 today. So it's like.
We've got how many more for Star Wars?
78 so far, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes,
I
so
love
22 days until The Force Awakens is out.
If you haven't seen that, like there's a whole, there's a playlist of it, right?
Yep.
On YouTube of all of the Star Wars memories. We've got some really cool people there giving really sweet memories and really interesting memories.
It is amazing to scroll through that collection of
and
people.
See all the
It's
people,
really incredible, absolutely.
No, agreed.
And some great ones are still coming too. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, not just us.
Oh, Blake, what?
Oh, I have a question. Not from Twitch, but from YouTube.
What?
Nice. Oh my God.
Leighton Taylor, sorry, I'm probably not pronouncing it right, wants to know if Vic is going to bring back the goatee circa the 90s. I think he's asking this because
I ask that every day.
Because this week we posted the season 1, episode 1 of EP.
Right.
And
Did I have the goatee? Oh, I had the whole thing. I had the mustache and the goatee, and I was trying to look more adult, I think. So crazy. Or a tie when I first started with this show. It's nuts.
I wanted one of the memories that you do, the 25 seasons, I wanted it to just be like a montage of your different facial hair over the years.
And
but
my
also
haircuts.
seeing your haircuts,
Yeah,
and how they've changed.
Yes, I miss the blonde.
I know you do.
I do.
He talks about his blonde spiky
I know.
tips all the time.
Nobody wants me to go back to the blonde. Everybody thinks that I'm trying to be a boy band guy or something like that. But I don't know. When I see the old stuff with the blonde hair, it's like, yeah, that looks cool on screen. It looks like my head's on fire. I look like Heat Miser.
We're going to table that one. I don't think you should go back to it. But, I mean, I guess it makes you look more youthful.
Well, it's just like, blah, you know?
Yeah, I am actually
And
like
I'm not really like that, so
No.
I think, I don't think I am anyways, but I think the flourish was just flourish, you
the
know?
head on fire he
Yeah.
wants to put out.
Yes, I don't know.
Okay, well,
Maybe I'm just,
no more blonde spiky tips for Victor Lucas.
maybe I'm seeing it through rose-colored glasses. But,
Yeah, maybe. No, listen, I think you look great. It was like your signature look, okay, for so long.
Yeah.
So I understand.
like
Even
4 years or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like longer. But
Okay. Might have been longer, yeah.
Because I watched you for a long time, and I feel like every time I
Okay,
watched
actually,
you, it
it
was
could have
always
been
blonde
like
spiky tips.
2003 or something like that. It could have been longer. It could have been like 8 years. You know what it was? It was my hairdresser. She finally convinced me, you should put blonde in your hair. You should put blonde in your hair. And she finally did, and she broke me down. I went, okay, do it. And then
yeah.
it was like, okay, this is cool.
I mean, that's pretty cool to convince you to change your hair.
Yeah.
Because that's not something that people can normally do.
Right.
So
And I
must
was
have
on
worked really
TV,
hard.
right? So
Yeah.
I was nervous, but
Listen, I don't want to ever
nobody
change
made
my
fun
hair.
of me to my face, so I was
Either,
okay.
Yeah. No, yeah. And now they do every day.
Now they ask about my blonde spiky tips.
No, but not making fun of you, though. I think
Yeah.
it was like your look. I dug it.
Yeah.
Nobody's hating.
Yeah.
We're all participating. So we need
But
to
the
talk
goatee ain't never coming back. I ain't
Come
never
on.
bringing that back. No.
Come on.
No, it's not my thing anymore. Especially because a lot of it will come in gray. No, thank you.
Oh.
No, thank you.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Wah,
That's what
wah.
happens.
Okay, that's
That's what
fine.
happens. Yours will come in gray too one
No,
day.
don't say that. I do. I've been pretty lucky. Although when we were planning for Comic-Con, Enzo, our cameraman, because I was on the computer and I was super stressed, and he came up behind me and he's like, "Oh my god!" Like, what? What is it? He's like, "I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you." I'm like, "Oh my
What
god,
a
what is
jerk.
it? What is it?" He's like, "No, I'm not going to tell you." I'm like, "Oh my god, what is it?" And he reached behind my head and he like dug into my hair and he pulled out, like he pulled it up so I can see it, and he pulled it over my head. It was like the whitest hair
Oh, wow.
I had ever seen. I'm like, "Oh no, what does this mean? Comic-Con is killing me." It was just, I swear,
That's
it was
the
just
fun
like,
of television production right there. Woohoo!
So I pulled it out and I held on to it for a bit and then I let it go. I had to just say a little prayer for it, say goodbye, and I never want to see you again. It's fine. It's just what happens when we get older.
Yeah,
It's
so
okay.
it is all okay.
I kind of want to know if you are still watching Jessica Jones, though.
I am still watching, but I'm finding it slow. Just like I said in the review, it's cool, but
Yeah.
I feel like I have to watch it earlier in the day than I've been watching it because last night, yeah, I totally fell asleep through 2 episodes.
Do you feel like if she had an outfit, though, you would watch it?
I don't know, maybe, which is so
Okay.
superficial and lame, but that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
like
I don't
that might
know.
be a thing.
It's slow, and one thing. Can I talk about it? I guess everybody's
You can
kind of
talk about it,
seen
yeah,
it, right?
everyone's
Like we
seen
can
it.
spoil it a little
Yeah.
bit.
We've all binged it by now.
Sure,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
one of the things that bugs me, and I know that there's a theory around this, the shrinking world theory or something like that, where all the characters are somehow interconnected and interrelated,
Yeah.
and the families all kind of. It just feels so insular. It just feels like this set off this, set off this. They were
Yeah.
supposed to meet this, and then it's like, what's happened? You know?
I know.
You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
It. I know exactly
Well,
what you're
that's the
saying.
point of having a shared universe.
No, the shared universe is all of the things having a reflection, but this is one, group of people that's, that
No,
somehow
I agree, yeah.
have all of these
Like
interconnected
It's a bit too
coincidences.
convenient, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of coincidences.
like the
Yeah.
self-help group that's happening, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what
there's
you're talking
one,
about.
that I just kind of learned because I'm behind I'm behind in the episode
Okay, I
watching
don't want to spoil it for you.
of the somebody died
Yeah,
that affects everything.
it's
And-
fine. The banana bread guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
no,
fine.
no, not the banana bread guy.
Oh, not the banana bread.
No, that Jessica Jones has been feeling guilty about forever.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
related to somebody else in the
Can we
thing.
not just say it at this point?
I don't want to spoil that.
There's a bit of a reason why she's connected to that, though. You find out nearer to the end.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
fine, I
still,
won't say
it's
anything.
just so. I don't know.
Yeah, so I finished it last Friday though. I fully finished it. Like I was on during the podcast time. I was on episode 8, I believe, and I just went home and I just completely destroyed it.
Yeah.
And it destroyed me.
Yeah,
There was that
dark stuff at the end, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's some stuff
Dark
in there.
stuff
It
in the
just gets
show.
really strange. It gets really weird for a while, and they start questioning because we got earlier copies
Mm-hmm.
of the show to watch, and then you start thinking, okay, well, is it because like after this episode, it kind of drops off a bit, and you're not really sure what's going on? You don't like
They didn't
it as
give you
much.
the whole thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, is that why we didn't
Right.
get it everything? 'Cause I don't know. I start thinking of those things as we're reviewing it, right? And after that's done and we keep watching because
Mm-hmm.
we can now because it's out there for the world, I start to think, okay, maybe I gave it too high of a score because now I'm seeing the rest of this thing
Yeah.
and it's not living up to what I had thought it would be up until 8 episodes or
Right.
7 episodes.
Right.
So I had a little bit of that on
It's
Friday.
not easy to make a 13-hour movie, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what these Netflix shows are.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Like
It's so tough.
there are weak moments and weak decisions in order to carry a story forward and to keep a budget kind of constrained, and you can kind of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
feel that a little bit,
Yeah.
And Daredevil suffered a little bit from that, but I love Daredevil as a
Yes.
character. I'm more familiar with him as a character, and I like the treatment, and I like the actor, and I just enjoyed the action of the show too. Like it just was balls out, always into some crazy combat type sequences.
Yeah.
And
There's some balls
but it
out.
also felt more grounded than every other superhero.
Yeah.
Much more bloody and violent. Jessica Jones feels almost too grounded for me.
Okay.
Like when they get into the conflict, especially with Luke Cage thrown in there, it just feels like I want to see him rip it up. Like they get surrounded by just regular civilians that may have some bats or things like that, and they go to town on him. And yeah, that feels like there's some conflict or some real jeopardy or some drama that might happen on these characters. But
Yeah.
these are comic book characters. You want to feel like they could just go, rah, poof, and people will just go flying everywhere.
Sure, but I also want them to be real to me.
Yeah, I know.
So there's just that balance that they need to strike, and I don't know if it's quite there yet, but
Yeah. Well, if it's working for you, it's there.
yeah, it did work, and then it didn't work. So now
Right,
what?
right.
Now where am I gonna go? I don't know.
Oh, I am excited to
Supergirl's
see.
okay.
I love Supergirl when that's the opposite of all of that.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
the exact opposite, and I know what I'm expecting when I go in. So
Right.
it's either like too light or too dark, and so I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what I'm expecting.
let's talk about some game stuff. Battlefront is getting some more free content, which I think is
Yeah.
going to appease a lot of the naysayers and the people out there that have been on the fence about Battlefront.
Yeah.
We both reviewed it. We both loved it, and I still love it. I still play it like crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the Star Wars voodoo that is all over me that I'm just
There's a
like
bit of
blindly
that.
jumping into it. But I love the experience every time I play, and it's not the only online thing that I would play forever and not think about anything else. But I
Yeah.
get way more time out of it than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have tons of modes, and yes, I miss the single player campaign, but it's still so addictive and fun and so competently made, and fun is the operative word. It's just really fun to play.
There's that pixie dust for sure that's sprinkled on it, that Star Wars dust.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited that people are getting more content for sure. I'm excited that we're getting more content for free. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned because of the people that had spent the extra $10 on the deluxe edition. But those people are still getting those free things. Not free things, you pay $10 for them, but you're still getting those exclusively. And then this other stuff is still free for all of us. So it's good. Everything's happy. Everything's good. We're
DICE
getting more
built an
stuff.
amazing platform
Yeah.
for something that is just going to continue to flourish. And there's been a lot of vitriol in that game's direction, which I
Yes,
think
I
is...
was just gonna say.
Yeah, I think it's a little unfounded. I mean,
Yeah.
and one of the things that I've seen, I saw some Rockstar just bust the game in half and say it was crap, and he was just complaining about dying all the time, and it's like, that's what an online game is, and this is from a company that has specialized in building online games and kind of
Yeah.
tuning that, but this isn't just Battlefield. They've simplified the mechanics and the controls and the character strength so that you can be a novice and still get ahead in the game and still unlock stuff and still have a ton of fun with it. But you are going to die
I'm
because
like,
it's a
yeah, but I do die a lot.
it's an online shooter. I
Yeah,
mean,
which is to be expected.
it's a shooter. When you get into the combat, you're going to
Yeah.
die. You know.
Yep.
And to that I say play more Fighter Squadron, which is a little bit more forgiving, and you can have a blast with that.
No, do not play Fighter Squad. No, it's
I
not
love
more
it.
forgiving.
It is. Totally it is. You can fly out of things and rotate out of there and heal your ship.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
no, it's
okay.
great.
It's just a little more difficult to maneuver at first. But
Yes.
One thing about maneuvering in
Yeah.
Battlefront, last week I bitched about how you can't invert the airplane controls without inverting your on-foot controls, because I like...
No, you can. Absolutely you
But
can.
now you can.
Yeah.
Last week you couldn't. They changed it. 'Cause
Oh,
before
really?
You could only invert it, and it would apply to both. Now you can do one. Now you can have it different for both.
Oh, okay.
Because I prefer inverted in a plane, but not inverted on foot.
Oh, okay.
But then now you can do that.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that. I'm inverting both ways, but
It's because you're crazy.
I know.
yeah, the controls are great for me.
No,
No problems.
I know.
No
They
problems.
really cater to you, Victor.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about this Kotaku
Okay. Yes.
blacklisting.
Right. Yes.
Can we talk about it?
Sure. Of course.
I don't know if you've heard. I'm sure that people out there
We're
have heard.
blacklisting Kotaku. Fuck those guys. No. They've been blacklisted by a couple of
By Ubisoft?
Yes, and
And by Bethesda?
Well, they've publicly stated all that. I would imagine that probably some other companies have blacklisted them along the way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they had a
probably.
big deal with Sony for a long time.
Sure. Yeah. Well, okay. Now there are two arguments to this, of course:
Mm-hmm.
Kotaku side and developer side or publisher side. And I understand why the publishers did this, only because we all play by the rules. I feel like we're very good at playing by the rules, and we don't break embargoes, and we sign our lives away too, and we do learn of things for sure. And yes, as a journalist, we do feel a responsibility to report these things to you, definitely, but they're not like life-changing breaking news things that need to be told right now. We also need to respect the developer and the people making these things, because they're trying to keep these things under wraps. Like they spent so much time crafting these things and making sure that it's a surprise for you.
Yeah.
And they want to unveil it when they feel it's time to unveil it.
Well, you can't police information.
That's true.
That's the reality of it, and it just so happens that Kotaku has become a go-to place for a lot of people to leak their material,
Yeah.
and so they are breaking their own contracts. And they are breaking the law, as a matter of fact, by releasing a lot of this stuff. The employees or the people with the inside information. And they're giving it to a news organization out of Kotaku that is trying to drum up business for itself by getting to this material
Right.
early. And those are all of the, the conscious choices of all the parties involved. Now, I think on the other end of it, you can be rightly angry if you're the IP owner and you've had your IP unveiling ripped out of your hands at the person or the culprit or the individual or the outlet that has done that. And I think it's within your right as a publisher to say, well, screw that. This is a damaging thing that's been done to my business, and we don't need to placate to that. We don't need to just give you special favor and say, okay, well, you're part of our review. It's up to them. It fully is up to them. And I think it's a little bit of, I think it's a little indulgent for Kotaku to now create more press around this and say that, we're being treated unfairly,
Yeah, but it's getting clicks.
It's getting but I think that it's also it's a little bit,
But that's the whole point.
it's a
of
little
all of
finger
this.
pointing back at the publishers like they're the bad guys. And, they're not the bad guys, and neither is Kotaku the bad guy. But I think taking it to the next level and sort of whining about being mistreated.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel right to me,
Yeah.
you know. And
No, of course
I know
not.
why they're doing it, because there's an obvious frustration when you can't release content based on being ignored,
Yeah.
within time frames that keep you up with the competition. I get all of that.
Yeah.
But I think if you are going to be the audacious front runner with this information, you suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
And honestly, the people that build these things, they own these things, and it's up to them. They spend all the money, they invest in the people and all of the resources to do this. It's up to them to deal with whatever happens when leaks happen the way that they want to. And I know that movie studios and music studios, and they come down hard on the hammer, like if something like that happened. Look what happened with Apple and the leaked iPhone and Gizmodo and police showing up. It's a little 1984, a little stormtrooper-esque to have these draconian kind of rules about how this information can be shared, but
you're right.
I feel for it on both sides,
Right. Well, yeah, the argument can be made for both sides, and that's true. But you're right. I don't like the finger pointing, and I just don't like any of this stuff that comes out when I feel like it's all just for clickbait, and there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that with
That's their business.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, that's their business. Their business is get that information out as fast as you can, as often as you can, to drive that traffic to your site for that specific business. Our business is different, but not every outlet out there is trying to do what we do, right?
That's true.
And they carved out a really successful business for themselves, and so my hat's off to the way that they conduct their thing. But I also totally understand the publisher side saying, no, screw you. You guys really hurt our story here. Screw it. We're not sending you anything. Okay. I get it. It sucks, but I don't know if you can have it both ways. You just can't be. You can't.
I know.
You can't just make up your own rules and your own way of doing and expect everybody to be super nice. I once saw an executive at a game company screaming at one of the top guys at Kotaku in front of everybody.
Really?
Screaming. Just screaming.
Oh, wow.
Just calling him out. And was it fair? I don't know. But, there are definitely emotional stakes in all of this stuff. It's people making choices as individuals.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money on the line. So, but I know that this isn't just a part of the video game industry. I know that if you leak stuff in the movie business, you're not going to get invited to sets again.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
Right?
That's true. You're right. Okay. So an argument made for both sides.
Yeah.
That's fair. It still makes me angry.
Yeah.
But I do like how, I always, even we discussed this earlier this year, it's because they talked about Assassin's Creed they released the name of it before Ubisoft was ready to do that.
Well, they had whole specific details and
right.
Something to that effect.
Where they had somebody basically on the inside leaking stuff to them. Yeah. Right? Okay, so that... I feel like that caused a lot of problems on the other side of things. I don't want it to. I want to be able to do this job. Without,
for us.
Yeah,
right.
I like that we can still do this and be informative, but not cause problems for other people. I don't want to cause problems for a development team.
Yeah.
When you're making something. Yes.
Sorry, on that point, Tricky Love in the chat is asking. He's asking if Kotaku reports on a leak of a new game, do you guys not report on that leak, or do you? With the Assassin's Creed thing specifically, we couldn't because we already knew all the stuff Kotaku had reported at the time because we already had seen the game and knew the title and everything.
Yeah.
So we couldn't report on what Kotaku did because if we had, we'd be breaking the embargo. Or I guess we could have, but it's a weird gray area.
Yeah, because it's a weird
Because we're not reporting what we know, what the privileged information that we know. We're reporting what Kotaku did, but it's still the same thing.
Right.
So it's
which puts other journalists in a pickle.
Bad position, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the conflict between the press around this and the companies that build all this stuff is okay. I don't think, though, the other side of crying we're being mistreated.
No.
Is the right way to deal with it, you know. And I love Stephen Totillo. There's not an offense. I'm not trying to be offensive in his direction. I totally understand why he's trying to do that. He's trying to, just get the content into his site as quickly as he can,
Sure,
and he's
yeah.
probably getting a ton of questions from readers why
Yeah.
he doesn't have that stuff. I totally get it, but I think that if you piss someone off, they have the right to be pissed off, on
Yes.
both sides, right? So
Okay.
it's tricky. And then in the answer to will we report on leaks and rumors and speculation, we do. Yeah, there's no question that we do, and we are, it's part of the ongoing conversation that's out there. But I think one of the things about EP always has been that's not our main source of what we do with the show. Like we really endeavor to try to let the people that build this stuff tell us in their own words, what they've made, why they make it, why people should care about it. And then the other side of what we do is just review it from our own honest, independent kind of voices around all this stuff.
Exactly.
But we do obviously, like we hear about Spider-Man casting in a movie or something like that, or rumors about who Peter Quill's father is going to be, and that stuff gets to us for sure.
Yeah.
And some of it ends up on the show, absolutely. But it's certainly not the thing that we're out there trying to scoop everybody with this material and release
and
all
get
this
the
stuff.
get the clicks. Like that's not the.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that either.
No, I
Yeah.
know, but it's fine. It still feels insidious to me, the whole clickbait thing, and I'm trying to not feel that way about it, but it will always feel evil to me in some way.
Well, you cannot hold back people's curiosity,
No.
and you can't contain information. Look what Edward Snowden has done and how much that has changed.
That's true.
And I mean, we're talking about something completely different. All this video game stuff is really trivial compared to the leaking of personal information like that.
Yeah.
But and spying, but
So different.
you can't ball it up in this internet age.
That's true.
The stuff is happening and it's just released instantaneously. All you can do is endeavor to try to be as truthful and as accurate as you can with your reporting on it.
Well, I mean, I must tell you that I did spoil my review score basically for Creed before it aired on EP Daily because I was so jacked up. I was pumped up about that movie.
Right, so you broke an embargo.
So I broke our own embargo.
Right.
I'm just letting you know
Okay.
that I did that. I didn't say the score, but I said go see Creed because it's amazing. Because it is.
I think usually the companies like that when you break embargoes to tell them
It's so
that you
Yes.
should spend the money on their stuff.
it is so good, that movie.
It is a very
Go see
interesting
it.
topic, though,
Yeah.
and there is no easy, they're right, they're wrong, kind of out of it,
Yeah.
It's a very interesting topic. Very curious to hear what you guys will have to say about that
Definitely.
blacklist.
Please comment and let us know.
We've never been blacklisted. We've pissed off
No.
some publishers, for sure.
People in the chat, it's sort of 50-50, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's such a weird thing, right? Like,
It is
some people are supporting Kotaku, some people aren't. So I think it's like 50-50.
Sure.
It's a weird thing. Like, it's
I think everything is fine with it being on both sides, but what's different now is that Kotaku has said you're treating us differently, and now they're pointing the fingers at the other guys, saying that they're bad guys for doing that, or
It
that.
makes for an uncomfortable situation for them and all of their reporters, though, too, when they go to these different events.
But you know what? That transparency is kind of why we've all sort of watched Kotaku grow and be such a big powerhouse out there.
That's true.
They have been a pretty transparent news source that way, and my hats are off to those guys.
Okay.
They hustle. They really do hustle.
Rachel Lucas, you also hustle.
I do.
Do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who else hustles?
Blake.
Our friend Brian Provinciano.
Yeah, he does.
yeah,
Oh, segue
Brian.
time.
I was just chatting with him on Twitter.
Oh, yes?
5 minutes ago on my phone, and it reminded me that he has a new game coming out.
Yeah, the
He
Hawaii
does.
Shakedown, which is
Shakedown
Shakedown Hawaii, which is a very cool name for a video game. I think that's pretty awesome. I don't know if have you guys seen the trailer for this thing? It's crazy. Can we
link
post
to
the
it.
link? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just really proud of him. He's a one-man band, man. He's
Yeah.
doing everything. He does everything.
is he doing it all alone this time too?
I don't know if he outsources his music.
It looks bigger. It looks like it's going to be a harder game to make than the
But-
Retro City Rampage because
but-
it's 16-bit instead of 8-bit now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We can ask Brian.
I
We'll
just
have
love
him on
the
show.
idea of a 16-bit open world like that, man. It's
I
going to be
know.
cool. The art looks great. I
Yeah.
love the name. I love the the tongue-in-cheek. I mean, it's kind of like, it's almost more like this than GTA in a way, you know?
Crazy, yeah.
Because he has all kinds of crazy power-ups and abilities and things like that are even, they're like hyper GTA in a way.
Yeah.
It's closer to this kind of idea, right? And it's lots of making fun of itself and making fun of other.
There's so many little references like that, but that's what Brian is so great at, and he did that a lot in Retro City Rampage. I think it just stems from being the gamer that he is.
Yes.
And you see the love in the game that he makes. Like he puts everything into it. So.
And talk about transparent. That fight that he had with Xbox was amazing to read on
Open and honest.
Twitter.
I love that. Oh man, if you want some drama on Twitter, you can follow Brian. Sometimes he unleashes.
Which is crazy, because I know that Xbox is filled with awesome people that just want to help independent developers get out there, and there's some amazing examples of that this year.
Yeah.
But he got squashed in whatever approving kind of approval system that they had there, or what, I don't know. You got to follow Brian and get the whole story.
If you ask him, he will tell you.
But Chris Charla is a guy that I've known forever, since his days in the magazine business, in the video game magazine business, and he's kind of one of the top dogs at the indie world, at Xbox. And I want to capture the moment of Brian and Chris hugging. That would be.
You'll see her first on EP Daily.
That would be awesome. That'll be the exclusive that we break, the scoop.
The mending of fences. We love that. That's what
So
we want more of on the
there
show.
will be no Shakedown Hawaii on Xbox, as far as we know right now, or Windows, I think, right, or Steam. I mean, is it coming to PC?
I think he said PC's
PC?
consideration.
Okay, consideration.
So it's been confirmed for PS4 and Vita.
Yeah.
And he said he's considering. I think he said that he's considering the Wii U and 3DS and Steam and Mac.
I'd like to play it on the Wii U.
We know for certain he is not considering the Xbox.
The absence of Xbox in that equation is very
Like
conspicuous.
but.
Yes, it's like a circle around everything. Yeah, they got to figure that out, man.
Oh my god.
Brian's good people, Xbox people,
He
and
really
Xbox
is, yeah.
people. Be nice to Brian.
Be nice to Brian.
Yes.
He's our friend. He's a good guy.
And Brian, be patient with the Xbox people. Please, kumbaya. Okay.
All right there, bud.
All right. What else is going on?
We're like full on out of time.
Oh, wow.
But,
It's 3 o'clock. Okay.
I know.
Lots
we
of
didn't
talking.
go through. Yeah, we
Okay.
The only thing we didn't talk about basically is the Rainbow Six open beta is this weekend.
Yes.
That's right.
And I'll be playing.
Yeah. To segue into what are we watching and playing?
Yeah.
It's that.
I'll be playing
Oh man, but we also
Xenoblade
have Xenoblade
and
yeah.
Just Cause and
Just
Rainbow
Cause.
Six. So I'll be on the machines quite a bit. How about yourself?
What you just said?
Yeah.
We have Just Cause to play,
Yeah.
so that is a whole weekend. Just this.
I might stream some Just Cause this weekend. So
We can.
keep your peepers out.
On YouTube.
Tomorrow you can stream it for sure.
Yeah.
And except for a certain mission. Apparently.
Right.
But other than that, I think that we should do that. And also, I don't even know. I feel like we have to just catch up on Xenoblade. There's a lot of Xenoblade.
There will be no watching of things.
No, but people
gonna
say
try
Xenoblade. I don't know why.
I'm going to try to get caught up on Jessica Jones. I'm going to try, but I've got so
you
many
can
games.
finish it, but there's
And
no
I've got
rush.
birthday parties to go to, and we're going out for lunch together on the weekend, which is going to be super fun. And my kid is going to go see Frozen on Ice, so she's the lucky one. She's the lucky one.
That's so precious.
But make sure you go and get tickets for the FanFest and CVAs, okay? And come and say hi. And
Please come say hi.
That we really want to meet you, and thank you all so much for
Anybody
supporting
who
everything.
buys a ticket gets a free hug from me.
Oh man,
And Blake
free
will
hugs.
hug, and he doesn't
I'll
dole
probably
out
make cookies,
hugs
but I
at all.
don't think I can bake enough, so I can't promise anything.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks. Have a good
everybody.
weekend.
Thank you for listening.
No, wait, hang on. We can't end yet.
Oh, why?
I'm not ready.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not
Now I'm
ready.
ready.
We'll
Okay,
just wait
bye,
uncomfortably.
everybody.
No, wait,
Stitcher.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay, now bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Stitcher again. Vic's Basement would like to thank its sponsors, EB Games, Nintendo, Xbox, and Gameloft, makers of Dragon Mania Legends, which you can play for free right now.